All right.
Hi, Minesh Baxi here, and I have somebody who has big dreams. But just like most people, dreams take time to birth, right? They just don't happen. So I have here my good friend, Stephen Wood. I've known him for a long time. Steve, welcome.
Minesh, thank you so much for having me today.
Oh, you're welcome. And again, here is the part that I want to really emphasize. You and I are about the same age, close to it, right? And we have seen enough life. We have seen good things, bad things, and everything else like that. But the key part for all of us is we are getting excited about our dreams all the time. And it's not like we are slowing down. Does that seem like the...
Yes, I agree, 100%.
So tell me a little bit about your background so people can relate to you being an entrepreneur.
Okay. Well, my background is very simple. I spent 25 years in the restaurant business. I started as a dishwasher, became a general manager for like 20 years in 4 different states, and just your average Joe.
Wow. Amazing. And now here you have a dream which has a big, big potential. So I'm sure people want to hear about that.
Well, let me go back to the beginning where the idea came from.
Sure.
Okay. Back in 1999, I was at a sales convention, and I had a dream that I passed away.
Wow.
And back then, my kids were very young, and I had very vivid dreams. So I woke up in a cold sweat, and this one shook me up a little bit. Just because, the children. I mean, you want to be there for their lives, right?
Correct.
Then I woke up, and on TV was Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks' You Got Mail.
Huh.
And I started thinking, what if we could communicate after we passed away?
Wow.
So I took the idea, and I kept thinking about it, and it wouldn't go away. The idea just stuck with me. Then I started this new job, got a company car, and I sold my old truck. I took the money from the truck and built my first website. It was called Private Endings. And I took the idea to a friend of mine who was pretty well-to-do, showed him the idea, showed him the website. He looks at me, goes, "Stephen, there's something here. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but there's something here." And he wrote me a check for $20,000 that day. He goes, "Go play with that idea."
Wow.
With no contracts, no nothing.
Wow. It resonated so well with him, but obviously there was that strong emotional connection between what you were creating and the need in the marketplace.
Exactly.
And I think that's amazing. Yeah.
Well, I took the money and I did a lot of research. I bought a computer and things like that, and started doing a lot of research. And then I started finding all this unclaimed money across the United States. It was close to $500 billion back then. And this is back in early 2000s.
Huh.
Then I find the life insurance industry that 1 out of 3 insurance policies go on claim because the insurance industry does not notify the beneficiaries.
1 in 3?
1 in 3.
That's a big number.
That was a big number back then. It's still, I'm not even sure where it's at today because they hide these stats. They're hard to find. So I went ahead and developed another company in 2004 called Personal Estate Manager. And we put together, the structure and, developed everything we needed to, open a business up with. Then I filed for patent protection in 2005, actually August 15th, 2005, where our company can track our user base, track their mortality, and if something happens to them, notify their beneficiaries.
Wow.
So they know where everything's located at. Now, this is not just life insurance policies. It's everything. 401k plan, safety deposit box, bank accounts, coins, collectibles, things that are all over the house.
Yeah.
Because there's a huge problem in this country. I mean, my father got sick last year, and we thought we were going to lose him.
Wow.
So me and my sisters flew down to Florida, and we started going through his house. And I started finding cash all over the place. Gold, silver, ammunition, guns, all over the place. And we go see my dad in the hospital, and thank God, he was feeling much better. He starts laughing at us. He goes, "How was the treasure hunt?" I looked at my father. I go, "Dad, you have free access to this website.
Yes.
Please use it. That's not fair. We probably missed a bunch of stuff."
Correct.
And not that we need the money.
No, not necessarily. Yes.
But the point is, make it a little easier on us. So our software is developed to help roadmap all this information and direct people where to go, where to find it, and how to settle an estate.
It's interesting you should say that. And if you don't mind me jumping in with
Absolutely.
a quick story here as well. I think I mentioned this to you before. My father died over a year ago.
I'm so sorry.
And yeah, thank you. He was almost 90, so he led a long life. And for the last 20 years, I had been literally screaming in his ear, get a will, get a will, get a will. Now again, he just didn't have huge amount of money. He didn't have huge properties and stuff like that. But one of the things was he owned a home along with my mom that obviously when he didn't live in that home anymore because my brother is the kind one with whom they stayed before he died. And the problem is when the property is in his name and he doesn't have a will, suddenly it complicates for people who are left behind. And I wanted to tell him very clearly, I don't care what you do with the property. I just want you to have a clear direction, clear instruction on what is to be done, which is legal for somebody else to take care of it. Guess what? It's still in limbo because one of my family members doesn't agree. Okay, it's not a lot of money. I don't want that. I don't need it. But that's just a hustle between the family members now. And that's a problem. So I think what you just said is make it easier for the people who are left behind that there is a tracking of what is available and at least somebody knows what's there and they can follow up with that. Is that basically what?
Absolutely. And again, this whole idea is about helping people.
Exactly.
It's about solving a problem.
Correct.
And giving direction and a place for people to go. And what we did kind of uniquely on the website too, we roadmap everything. So we don't put your social security number on there. We don't put your driver license number on there. We don't put your account numbers on there. Basically, it's a white page format. So you know where to go, who to call, and where the stuff's at. Because those companies have their own security systems in place.
Yes.
I didn't need that online.
Yeah.
And I patent that process also.
Very interesting. Wow. Your story is, goosebumps kind of story. It's like what you saw in your dream, and obviously the feeling didn't go away, and it was strong enough that you actually acted upon that, and thanks to your friend who helped you jumpstart the process, I think is something which everybody has to have an idea about. It's like, if I care about the people who I'm leaving behind, I better have like a roadmap, where to go, what to do, in case, and I know one case specifically, I have a friend whose mother died and had a life insurance policy, and they finally found the details in her rummage, and finally they were able to actually get the money as well. But if the directions had been clear enough, the next person could have received it.
Oh, absolutely. What else did they miss? You found the life insurance policy. What else was there? On our website, you'll see a thing called Our Story that was written by a financial professional that's seen this stuff happen over and over again over his 30 years in the business. It's a good read.
Wow.
True story.
Amazing. Well, fantastic. So, Stephen, where do you see this going now?
Well, currently we're at about 24,000 users.
Wow, 24,000.
24,000 with no marketing.
No marketing.
And we're in the process right now going through a merger. We have another company buying 25% of our company. And the cash coming in is going to be used to build my sales team. So my first 2 hires, one will be in California, one will be in New York. Then in 5 years, I'll have a sales rep in every state across the country.
Fantastic. And again, the potential is huge. And again, I know this is a very nominal priced system for people to be part of, to secure their mind that, hey, everybody, at least who are required to know, will know about these things as well. And where could it go to? Obviously, the potential seems very huge.
Well, thank you for that. And again, this is not easy. I've been working on this for 15 years. And I'm at the point now where I'm at the tipping point where I'm going to really start to see a lot of traction in the marketplace. It's just so important. It's a simple format. This is an add-on to a will, trust, or estate plan. You still need those documents.
Yes.
But those are breathing documents. Those are living documents. And with our software, you can update your information anywhere in the world. We're doing a mobile phone app right now. We're redoing some of the white page landing pages. We're updating the compliance side of things where we can fit in with the banks and financial advisors and planners across the United States. But people do wills, trusts, estate plans, and they forget about them. 10 years pass. Well, a lot happens in 10 years. And that information needs to be updated. We all know that stuff's not cheap. So my system is set up where you can use it to upgrade your information anytime you want and send it directly to your attorneys. That way they can update your documents.
Very interesting. Very interesting. So let's talk about the 15 years of the journey. Because a lot of people obviously look at the finished product. They look at 24,000 users with pretty much no publicity at all. And here you are. What were some of the challenges you went through in the last 15 years that, because entrepreneurs will have to know this will happen to them if they want to be an entrepreneur. Go ahead.
All right. Well, there's been a lot of challenges. The main thing obviously comes down to money.
Yes.
I'm not a rich man. Okay. And I had to raise money. So I had to go to a lot of friends, family, business associates, brought on 49 investors, raised over $300,000. But the $300,000 didn't come in one lump sum.
Yeah.
It came in at 1,000. It came in at 5,000 over 10 years. So you're kind of piecemealing everything together here, trying to get a business up and running and utilize your money as much as you can. And young entrepreneurs, hang in there. It's not going to happen overnight.
Well, it's like what you're saying. You had a dream. You have a car, which is your vehicle to get your dream to come true. And you needed gas, which was the money. And at every point, you're looking for gas. And you're going to the next gas station and the next gas station. And you are here.
I am here. I'm not a quitter. So that's very important for anybody out there starting something like this. You got to be in there for the long haul. But the fun part is, you said the challenges. We filed for our first patent in 2005. It took me 5.5 years to get my first patent through the PTO office. 7 years for the second one, 8 years for the third. That alone was trying back and forth with the attorneys, with the PTO office, with the language, with prior art. It's a long, grueling process. But in the end of the day, I see the light at the end of the tunnel finally. I see I'm going to be able to help a lot of families across the United States and hopefully one day the world.
Yes.
And it's worth it.
Well, that's, I think, the part is most people don't realize that when you have a dream, and you really have a dream, it's not like some like wish or something like that, but no, like a real dream where you are so emotionally connected to it that making it come true, knowing that it is helping people. And I believe in the same philosophy I think you do as well. I believe I'm a child of God. All other people are children of God. And the only reason God sent me here is to serve other people, right? And we get a purpose, a dream, which is in order to fulfill whatever that is in reaching and serving other people. And I think unless you and I have that strong emotional desire, strong emotional connection to the dream, knowing that it is worth it, we will quit on the way.
Oh, look at Edison. How many times did he fail?
Yes.
A lot. Ford, how many times did he fail? A lot. But those two men had ambition and drive to see it through.
And I think they understood the value of what they were doing, regardless of what it did for other people as well, but also for themselves. In either way, they had a clarity that this is worth it. This is worth it for me. And again, I think sometimes it comes down to, do I feel that I'm really doing what I need to be doing? And once you are convinced about it, then you are going to be doing and seeing it through, because at the end, there is nobody else but you. I mean, you are the only one who can drive the boat there. You can only drive the car there. And you have that desire, you have that dream, and you are like, hey, no matter what, I'll go through challenges because it is at the end worth it. And once you do it, it makes a huge difference in so many people's lives. And I think it just is amazing how that can be.
Oh, and I agree. And I tell you, the easiest thing for me to do was to quit.
I'm sure it was the easiest thing.
I could have walked away. I could have moved to another state.
Yes.
Where I could have ran away because I had all of a sudden these 49 new dependents of mine, which they're part of my family now. That's how I see them. No, I'm not quitting.
Exactly. And you got big things happening. You got this 25% merger as well that taking place. And I know with your ambition and desire, with the plan in place that you've told me already about, this is going to be a mega, mega, mega company. And more important is, every single person who is part of that system will be able to help their people, the people they care and they love, and they'll be able to at least leave something which is clear enough as an instruction. And I think the idea behind that You Got Mail was just amazing. It was so touching for me to hear that. It's like suddenly that idea, how come we cannot email or at least provide information to the people we care about after we are gone? So I think that's a great way to put it.
It is. And understand, too, it's not just a final planning tool.
Yes.
It's wealth management. It's also a disaster recovery.
Correct.
There's situations across, with our climate doing funny things right now and whatever it is. If your house burns down, a hurricane, a flood, a hard drive crash, how do you get all your information back up?
Yeah.
Well, you have it with my system.
So how can people get hold of you or the system?
They can. Well, there's the website's up right now. We're in the middle of rewrites. We're putting a lot of money back into the software compliance. It's pretty intriguing, but it's also it's not easy. But at mypom.info, and don't forget it's a .info, not .com. It's an information site, which stands for My Peace of Mind. That's the website where you can go directly. If you want to call me directly, it's best to go through the website and hit contact us, and that's really the best way to get a hold of me.
Fantastic. So mypom.info.
Correct.
Very good. Well, Stephen, it was such a pleasure talking to you today, and I'm sure our viewers got a lot of value, and they start understanding and seeing, am I doing these things for the people I care about? And if that's what we can leave them with, and they take some action in that direction, I think we'll be helping them and the people who obviously are going to be left behind as well. Thanks, Stephen, for coming. I really appreciate the time together.
Minesh, thank you so much again.
You're welcome.
Yep.